Hello movie lovers, welcome to Recap Stream. The movie begins around the struggles of a man with a boring life named Hutch Mansell. Hutch is sitting in an interrogation room, very injured and tired. The two police officers are questioning him about the situation that he's in right now. The scene transitions to a flashback, revealing Hutch as an ordinary man leading a simple and mundane life. He has a family, which includes his wife Becca and their two children, Brady Mansell and Sammy Mansell. Hutch's life is quite uneventful and monotonous. At home, he faces a lack of respect from his family, except for his daughter Sammy, who still looks up to him. The reason behind this disrespect is that Hutch doesn't earn much money, and his job is fundamental and unremarkable. When he returns home, he finds no joy or appreciation waiting for him. Hutch tries his best to be a good husband and father, but the constant lack of respect and appreciation takes a toll on him. He feels trapped in a cycle of mediocrity and insignificance, unable to break free or prove his worth to his family. One night, while Hutch is sleeping, he hears a noise. He realizes that some people have broken into the house. He gets out of bed to find out what's happening. After some time, the police arrive to inspect the situation. Hutch feels guilty, thinking he should have helped his son because the thieves might have hurt Brady. He regrets standing still and not taking action. Now, he considers himself a loser. The next morning, when Hutch sees his son, he again considers himself a loser. As Hutch leaves the house, his neighbors arrive and ask why he didn't fight the thieves. They say he should have fought them to protect Brady. Hutch feels very guilty, disappointed and confused. He then goes to the factory for work. There, his brother-in-law Charlie Williams also tells Hutch that he is a loser and should have fought back. Charlie gives Hutch a gun and says that if this situation ever happens again, the gun will help him. Charlie leaves, leaving Hutch in awe and confusion. Hutch takes the gun and enters his cabin. He talks to his stepbrother Harry Mansell about the incident from last night. He mentions that one of the thieves was a girl who had a gun, describing specific details about it. Hutch also reveals that the gun had no bullets. After work, Hutch reaches back to his house, where he finds that his daughter Sammy is very angry and upset. She has lost the bracelet which she loves the most. Sammy has put the bracelet in the same bowl where Hutch puts the money. Hutch quickly realizes that the thieves have taken the bracelet of Sammy along with the money. Hutch goes to his father, David Mansell, who is a retired FBI agent. Hutch takes David's badge and gun and sets out to find the thieves. He visits all the tattoo shops and shows them the tattoo he saw on the girl thief's hand. He questions the shop owners about the tattoo. After much effort, Hutch finds a shop where he shows the FBI badge. A man informs Hutch that the badge expired 20 years ago. Hearing this, several goons surround Hutch and are about to attack him. Suddenly, Hutch takes out some money and offers it to the goons, asking them in return for information about the tattooed girl he is looking for. When suddenly the shop owner notices the tattoo on Hutch's hand, he becomes very surprised and instructs his colleagues to give Hutch whatever he wants and refuses to take the money. They enter the bus and try to harass the girl sitting there. After seeing this, Hutch becomes angry and he asks the bus driver to leave. He then locks the door of the bus. He leaves the bus and apologizes to the driver about the mess that has been created on the bus. Hutch returns to his house after the fight, but the credit card of Hutch falls in the bus during the fight. A Russian gangster named Yulian Kuznetsov is enjoying himself in a drinking bar when he receives a call informing him about the goons who were beaten by Hutch. One of the goons happens to be Yulian's younger brother. Yulian rushes to the hospital to see his brother in critical condition. He demands to know who did this to his brother. One of the goons informs him that they encountered a man on a bus. He hands Yulian Hutch's credit card as identification. Hutch is in the house having lunch with his family. He's also playing with his daughter, Sammy. Suddenly, a phone bell rings. Hutch picks up the phone where he finds his stepbrother Harry on the call. Harry warns him that he is in big danger now because the people you beat in the bus belong to a Russian gangster, Yulian, and one of the goons is his younger brother who is in a very critical situation. Hutch reaches to the man whose number was given by Harry. The name of the man was the barber. Short story long, he's as bad as they come. So he's a bad guy. Barber asks him to leave the place along with his family immediately. Hutch returns to his house where he tells his family that we are going on a vacation. We will spend some months there and after that we will return. He offers them that they can go to Italy. Becca and the children become very happy. Hutch sees that some cars are heading toward his house. He quickly realizes the danger, as the cars belong to Yulian. He takes his family in the basement and leaves them there with the warning that they should not come out of this place no matter what. They pick up the body of Hutch and put it in the car to take Hutch to Yulian. Hutch wakes up and attacks the people there. Smoke spreads in the whole car. The driver is not able to see anything due to smoke, and the car hits the pole. All of the people become injured. Hutch comes out of the car. One of the men asks him who is he. Hutch replies that he is nobody. Hutch returns to the house and takes his family out of the basement. Becca, along with their children, cautiously emerges from their hiding place. Her eyes widen in horror as she takes in the scene before her. Becca becomes very worried by seeing the dead bodies and blood all around. Hutch asks Becca to leave the place along with the children as things are getting even worse. Hutch moves quickly to her side, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. He insists that she needs to take the kids and leave right away. The movie then reveals the past of Hutch. Hutch was once a serial killer who worked for the agency. He was used to killing people who were not able to get trapped by anyone else. Once Hutch was about to kill a man, and that man begged Hutch to leave him as he had left all the bad deeds and actions. He is now trying to be a good human being. Hutch felt pitiful and he left the place. After some days, Hutch rushes to the house of the same person where he sees that the person has actually left all the bad actions and is living happily with his family. Hutch realized that bad people can be converted into good human beings. The movie then shifts to the present, where Hutch decides to enter the basement of his house. He finds his daughter's bracelet there. He thinks that if he had found the bracelet earlier, none of this would have happened. He sets his house on fire and burns the dead bodies of Julian people. Julian is watching the news on mobile, where he learns that the people he sent to kill Hutch are now dead. He becomes very angry. Hutch is preparing the weapons to fight for the final battle. He understands that Julian will not leave him, and if he wants to live his normal life, he has to kill Julian. He takes all the weapons with him and reaches the spot of Julian where he does his black business. Hutch is shooting everyone there. He is fearless and finally reaches the room where all the black money is kept. He sets all the money on fire. After burning the money, he reaches the club of Julian. Julian is surprised to see Hutch there. The goons of Julian point their guns on Hutch. They are about to kill Hutch, and suddenly he removes the cover from the bomb. He warns Julian that if anybody comes near to him, he will blast the bomb. As soon as Hutch steps into his car, Julian, along with his whole army, starts to follow him with guns and weapons. A huge fight breaks out between them. Hutch tries very hard to save himself from bullets, and he manages to reach his factory safely. Harry is also there, and he starts firing at the people of Julian. David also tries to save his son from Julian. This scene shows that Hutch has already pre-planned all the things, and he intentionally brings Julian and his people there in the factory. Hutch reaches Julian and kills him by blasting a bomb. Hutch meets with his father and brother and says thank you to them for helping him in this fight against Julian. Hutch calls Becca and informs her that the situation is now under control. As Hutch is about to leave the place, the police arrive there and the scene shifts to the starting scene where Hutch is sitting in front of two police officers. During the investigation, the police officers receive calls from seniors. They ask them to leave Hutch as Hutch once worked for intelligence services. Hutch is moving with Becca to find a new house for his family. He asks whether this house has a basement or not. She confirms that the house does have a basement. Harry and David are sitting in the bus with loads of weapons, and they are going towards Hutch's house. And here's the end. If you enjoyed this recap and want to stay updated with all our future content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss any recap from us. Thanks for watching.